The underwater world is like a new and exciting frontier. Much of what lies way down in the eerie depths of these caves remains a mystery. Exploring such uncharted territories is not for the faint-hearted. You need experience, the right equipment, and a solid understanding of the risks involved. Mapping these limestone labyrinths is part art, part science. Gathering information vital for the preservation of pristine environments like this one for future generations. Springs that carve out the cave system, like these at Florida's Silver Springs, are invaluable to the local ecosystem, providing a spectacular sanctuary for wildlife. But if this pure water were used for human consumption, the survival of local fauna and flora would be jeopardised. Finding out more about the origins of this precious source involves carefully planned research missions like this one. Cartographer Eric Hutcheson is an intrepid underwater explorer, and he has the daunting task of mapping out hundreds of metres of uncharted territory. Any expedition with Eric starts with the right gear, including 2 thick wetsuits to buffer the cold water. I feel as though I'm about to go where no man has gone before. Subaquatic exploration is a highly specialised form of scuba diving, and it's only because of modern diving technology that such odysseys are possible. Well, here goes nothing. Woo! Clipboard and compass, tape and torch are the tools of the trade. A diver in these conditions can need up to 200 kilograms of equipment. Tanks are designed to provide air for up to 8 hours, and they're carefully positioned so that a diver can move through even the smallest spaces. This entrance to the cavern appears alarmingly narrow. And you have to fight hard against the current that rages from the source of the spring. But beyond the deceptively small opening lies a large cavern of extraordinary beauty. The floor is lined with relics from a past age, like bones from animals hunted by Indians more than 10,000 years ago. These finds, geological features and dimensions of the cave are carefully measured and noted. Water samples can be collected for analysis and the volume calculated. This mammoth spring pumps out a staggering 2 billion litres of water a day. For a novice like me, this was a trip of a lifetime. Being at the mouth of an artesian spring is some experience. What amazed me most was just how strong the current was. It was almost like being bounced around in a popcorn machine. But I must admit, it's pretty scary looking into that long black hole. Ooh. But for Eric, fear is not an inhibiting factor. Curiosity drives him on.
Well, every day I can go to a place in Florida that no man has ever been or ever seen. And it gets quite a charge through your body when you swim into these areas that are literally untouched by a human being.
These big saber cats live in this area.
Many of Eric's findings end up in museums like this one at Silver River. Parts of saber-toothed tigers, mammoths, even silver war relics are on display, all collected from the local underwater area. It's no exaggeration to say the subterranean floor is littered with bits and pieces from a past age. When I was diving in the cave, I found part of a fossilised bone, the same as this one. This is a mastodon's leg, a mammal which roamed the planet 10,000 years ago, and the piece was literally at my fingertips. The cave system is like a time capsule. Well-preserved fossils and the different geological layers give us a timeline stretching back millions of years.
It's like a frontier, much like people going to the moon or exploring the deepest jungles. These caves are uncharted until somebody like Eric comes along and charts them.
After more than 200 dives, plotting findings back on dry land is a painstaking process.
My grandfather was an artist, and I've taken after him and tried to put as much art into my maps to show people what it really looks like.
The finished drawing gives a clear overview of the cave system.
Of the same place we're at.
This is a cross-section showing the side view of the basin there at Silver Springs, whereas you could swim right underneath the boat here and then go into the entrance and drop down to the floor where on top of these boulders, that's where we saw all those elephant bones.
For Eric, the ever-present challenge is to go even deeper and further into the maze. In this cave in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, he's exploring shallow passages that are notorious for their rapid water flow. It's a task that requires extraordinary precision, detailed planning, and more than a little luck.
You can control your brain, you can control your dive gear, you can control your life support system, but you can't control Mother Nature and the geology of the cave, so a collapse is about my biggest fear.
Despite these hazards, Eric is hooked. And once you've descended into the beautiful caverns of the underwater world, it's easy to see why. This research is helping us understand more about where spring water comes from and why. It's providing a valuable key to the mystery of how immaculate ecosystems like this function. Equipped with this knowledge, we stand the best chance of keeping beautiful tracts of territory intact forever.